Hello friends, welcome back. This is Amit from Magnet, and today we are going to create this old castle environment scene inside Unreal Engine 5.3. So first take a look what we are going to create today. So before we start, if you are new to this channel, I recommend you to check my videos, and if you find those videos useful, please do subscribe this channel and turn the notification on. And here I like to shout out for all those people who has already joined me as a member. So if you really want to support me, you can also join me as a member. So let's get started. So first I open my Unreal Engine. Then I go to this games option here and I choose this third person template. And here I tick on this starter content, and then I name my project as tutorial and I hit on this create. After that I go to the file, then go to this new level and I choose this empty level and hit on this create. So now we're going to quickly set up our lighting. For this we go to this window, then we go to this environment light mixer and we click on this create skylight, create atmospheric light, create sky atmosphere, create volumetric cloud and create height fog. Then we go down here and we click on this volumetric fog. Then we just close this dialog box here, and now we're going to put our landscape here. So for this we go to the selection mode, go to this landscape, then we go down and also make sure that you click on this enable edit layers, and then we just hit on this create. Okay, just like that. And then now we're going to put some sculpting here, and before we do that, we go to our selection mode here, we go to this characters folder, and then we go to this mannequins, go to this mesh, and we put this SK Queen sample here to make our size reference. And then we go back to our landscape mode. First you can see that our brush size is too much large, so we go here, that is the brush size, we decrease the brush size here. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to start sculpting. So maybe we start from here and make sure that you click on this sculpt or select this sculpting tool here, and maybe we can also increase our tool strength a little bit more. And now we start sculpting. So just click and you can see that you can easily elevate your landscape here. And if you see from here, you can also get a nice size reference here. So maybe we're going to elevate our landscape a little bit more. And now we're going to flatten this area. So in order to flatten this area, we're going to select this flatten tool here. And if you start from flattening from this height, you can maintain this height. Okay, so likewise if we start flattening from this height, we can maintain this height throughout this elevated landscape area. And if you think that you make your elevation little bit too high, you can also decrease the height by just go over here or the height that you want, just click, and you can see that you can easily decrease the height of your elevation. And you can also increase your platform area. Just extend this sculpting, and you can see that you can easily extend your area here. Okay, and you can see that we also hide our mannequin, but don't worry, we can recover that. And also we can make a nice slope from this side. Okay, just like a sloping road here. So in order to do that, we're going to use this ramp tool here. Just click on this ramp tool, and first we're going to identify our starting point. So maybe here will be our starting point of this ramp. So just click over here, and then we going to our next point, maybe here. And you can also change the elevation of this point just dragging the axis, just like that. And when you satisfied, just click enter, and you can see that we will make this nice ramp over here. Okay, and don't worry, we can also adjust it later on. And then maybe we select our sculpting tool, and maybe we can also make a nice ramp over here also. And you can see that maybe we can decrease the slope of this ramp. So we select our ramp tool again, and maybe we click over here, and then we're going to click here and press enter. Okay, so now you can see that we make a nice ramp over here. And you can also see that this is very rough edge here. So we're going to smoothen up by using the smooth tool here. Just click on the smooth tool, and we can easily smooth things up like that. Maybe here also. And maybe this time we can recover our mannequin. So we go to our selection mode here. Then we go over this outliner section and select this SKM Queen sample and just drag it out from here. Maybe we can put our mannequin over here. Okay. And now if we start playing from here, and you can see that we can easily create this kind of nice landscape here. And it also have its own collisions, so you can easily play it from here. Okay, so you can get the idea that what we are going to create here. Okay, and now again we going to extend our landscape or this peak area to here also. So go back to our landscape mode again, then we go to our flatten tool, and we going to extend this area. And then also we going to smooth this up. So we go to the smooth tool, and we're going to smoothing up little bit. Okay, and you can also use this erosions tool here to make a little bit of nice erosions here. But we're going to use some other static mesh to fill this area. So if you want, you can also do that, but in the end it will be hide by some static mesh. So I'm going to just leave it like this. And now we're going to also put a river on this side. So for the river, we again select our sculpting tool here, and maybe we can increase our brush size little bit to make these things little bit quicker. And then we press and hold the shift key and just click, and if you press shift, you can do this reverse job here. So press and hold the shift key and just click and drag your mouse, and you can easily sculpt like this. Okay, and when you're happy, we can also smooth this area. So we're going to select the smoothen tool here and just click to smooth this area. Maybe we can increase our brush size, and you can get a nice smooth down area here. So we pretty much done with our landscape, And now we're going to put the landscape material. So for this we're going to use a blend material for this landscape, and in this blend material I'm going to use 3 different materials and blend with a single material. And also in version 5.3.2 we have this nanite displacement, so we're going to also use those advantages here. So before we do that, first we're going to download the materials. So for this I go to our selection mode here, and then I select this our content folder, just right click over here and go to this add quick cell content. And I have already downloaded some materials, so I go to this local and then I choose these 3 different materials. So I'm going to press Ctrl and hold the Ctrl key, just click over here, then also select all of these 3 materials. And I'm using this medium quality because I'm also screen recording this and my PC is not that high enough to handle in highest quality here. But in my actual video I'm using this highest quality. So if you are looking for a nice quality result, you can use this highest quality over here. And when I select this medium quality, I just click on this download button to download these assets. And because I have already downloaded, so I just click on this add button here. So here is all these materials. So when you download any materials from the Megascan assets, you will get this Megascan folder. So if we go to this content, you will find this Megascan folder already created. Just double click to open this one, and inside this you will find this surfaces folder. Just double click and you will find all these assets that you downloaded from the Megascans. And now we're going to create a blend material. So first you go to this content and create a new folder, and we also name this as landscape material. And then we double click to open this one, and in order to make a material, just right click and you will find this material option, just click, and we can also name this as blend material, and then we double click to open this one. So here is this material, and if we make a little room here, and you can see that this is the material properties, but you cannot see the displacement option here. So we have to make some changes to its project file to make the displacement option available here. So for this, first we are going to close this one, and then we are going to open our Epic Game Launcher. Then we go to this library and we are going to find our projects. So in this case, this is the tutorial, and right click on your project. Then you will see this show in folder. Just click over here, and here is the project file. First you go to this config folder, just double click to open this one, and then you will find this default engine file here. Just double click to open this one, and you can see that it will use the notepad to open this one. And you can see so many commands over here, but we're going to look for only this engine render settings. And under this engine render settings, you will find so many commands which start with this R, and at the last we're going to paste some extra commands here and paste the new commands. And I'm also gave this command in the description, so you can easily get this one. And this is done. So just close this one, and you also have to save this one. Okay, and maybe we close this or minimize this one. And here is the blend material. So we're going to open this one, and you can see that we still not get this displacement option here. So because we have to restart our engine again. So we close our engine and just save this, and then we're going to reopen our project. So once we restart, we're going to open our level. So here is the tutorial level. Just double click to open this one, and here it is. And then if we go to our landscape material folder, then we open these blend materials, and you will get this displacement option available here. So now we're going to put our textures to make this landscape material. So we have these 3 types of textures here. So this one is for our base layer or base color, and then this one for the normal map. And this one is very interesting because these have just 3 different type of texture overlap each other. So it's called the ORD map. So you can see the name, it's called this ORD. So ORD means the O for the occlusion, R for the roughness, and D for the displacement. So if we just double click to open this one, you will see that there is 3 type of channel, which is called this red, green and blue channels. And if we solo this red channel is only content the occlusion map, and if we solo the G, it contains the roughness map, and if we go to this B channel, it contains the displacement map. So we only going to use this displacement map and this roughness map for our material. Okay, and also one thing you have to change, that if you want to make a nice result with your displacement, You can also select your displacement, and then we go to this compression settings here, and in default it will say that the max no sRGB. If we just expand this menu and we select this HDR compressed, okay, just select this one. So again we select all of these three channels and we close this one, or maybe or save this one, and then back to our blend material here, and we go our content drawer and bring this ORD map over here. Okay, so here it is. So as you can see, the R for this occlusion, G for this roughness, and B for this displacement. Okay, and not only we have these three textures, we also have other three textures from this different materials. So again we also going to import them also. So this one here, so maybe this will be our middle layer, so we going to again bring those over here. And now we're going to arrange them little bit nicely. Okay, so now we're going to blend our textures. So for this we're going to use a node called the landscape layer blend. So just right click and type landscape, and you will find this one, that is the landscape layer blend. Just bring it over here. And now we're going to put the layers over this landscape layer blend. So we have three different kinds of materials over here. So we're going to put three layers over here. So we select this landscape layer blend, then we go to its details panel and go to this layers, and we click on this plus switch here to add the layers, and then again we type 3 times. So there is the layers, that is the 1, 0, 1 and 2. Then we going to expand this first layer and we name this as a base layer. Then we go to this number 2 and we name this as middle layer, and so on. Okay, and we also need this system into a 4 different system, because we have 4 different textures, but you can see that there is only 3 textures. But as you see that this ORD map contains the 2 different texture, which is for the displacement and the roughness. So we're going to duplicate this node into 3 times more. So we just copy and we paste it into 3 different times. Okay, and now we're going to arrange those over here. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to connect those texture with this node. So first we're going to connect this one. So we just connect it here, and now we're going to connect this base texture with this number 2 layer, which is our middle layer. So just connect this one here, and also do the same for this third one, which is our top layer, with this top layer. Okay, and finally we connect our base color over here. Okay, and do the same for this rest of this texture. So now we go for our normal map. So again we connect it here, then we connect this normal map to this middle layer, and connect the top layer normal map to this top layer here, and then we connect it to this normal map. Okay, and do the same for this ORD map. And again, if you forget, just open this one, and you can see that this green channel contain this occlusion and this blue channel contain this displacement. Okay, so green channel for occlusion. So we again go to our blend material, then first we go to this green channel and we connect it for this one here. Again do this green channel over here and this green channel over here, and the green channel for this roughness. So we connect it with this roughness, but we not only just click over here, we going to put a scalar parameter to adjust our roughness later on. So for this we going to connect it with a multiplier node. So this is the multiplier node, and we're going to put a scalar parameter over here. So we press S and click over here to bring this scalar parameter, and we name this as roughness value. Okay, and then we connect it with this node B for this multiplier node, and then we connect it with this roughness. And also we do need to change our specular for the nice quality of our material. So we go to the specular, just right click and click on this promote to parameter. Okay, and then also we put this parameter over here, And maybe we also name this, so maybe we name this as a specular. Okay, and the default value is 0, so maybe we going to put maybe 0.2. And also we go to this roughness value, we put 1 for now, and we also going to change this later on according to our need. And now finally we going to connect our displacement map. So as you can see, the blue channel contain the displacement map, so we connect this blue channel over here for this base layer, and this blue channel of this ORD map for this middle layer go to this middle layer, and also the same for this top layer. Okay, and then we going to connect it with this displacement map. Okay, so this is our blend material, and now we're going to put the landscape coordinate node for the tiling of each material. So we just right click and type for landscape coordinate, and you will find this node called this landscape layer coords. And in order to adjust the layer coordinate, we're going to put a scalar parameter also. So again we press M and click over here to get this multiply node, connect it to this A channel, and also we press S on the keyboard and just click to bring this scalar parameter, and we name this as tiling. Okay, then we connect it to this B, and we connect it to this UV for this base color, and also with this UV for this normal map, and also for this ORD map to its UV. Okay, and do the same for this rest of this texture. So we just copy all of these 3 nodes and just copy this one, then we paste it over here and also paste it another time. Okay, so just like that. And now again we connect it with this base color, and then for this normal map and this ORD map. And now we're going to put some values over here. So maybe we put 0.2 and also put some 0.2 over here and do the 0.2 here. Okay, so this is for our blend material. So if you see this is complicated, but it is not. You just follow the step that I take and you will create this nice material for your landscape. Okay, so once you're done, just click on this apply, and then we save this one. Now we minimize this one. So here is our blend material for our landscape. So now we're going to put this landscape material, but before we do that, we're going to make a material instance. So we just right click on this create material instance. And the use of this material instance is, if you double click to open this one, you can get those options here, and if you change it from here, you can easily change the settings. Okay, so in case you change the roughness value, you can easily change it from here, and the specular value as well as the tilings value. But you can see that there is only tiling option here, and we have 3 different materials. So if we go to this blend material, you can see that we have 3 different material, but we only have 1 tiling option here. So what if we want to change this material tiling, not this one? So what we can do, we have to change the name for each tilings of different materials. So say this one contain the name tiling. So here you can see that the parameter name is tiling. Maybe we can change this name as tiling underscore base material. And then we select this one, which is for this middle layer. Again, we go over here, which is the parameter name. We'll change this as middle layer. And then we do the same thing for this last one. Okay, and if we apply this one, and now you can see that there are 2 others one. So this for this each layer. So if you individually change the tiling for each texture, you can easily do that from here. Okay, so this is why we create the material instance. So now if we go over here, and now finally we're going to apply this material over our landscape. So we select our landscape, just select it from here and make sure that you select our landscape. Then we go down here and you will find this landscape material. Just drag and drop over here. Okay, and now you can see that your material looks something like that, but don't panic, it is normal. So in order to apply this material nicely, we go to our landscape mode. Then we go to this paint option here, and now we go down and you will get these 3 types of material over here. And if you find those material over here, that means that you correctly done everything. Okay, so just go to this plus switch and just click on this wet blended layers. Okay, and save it anywhere you want. Then do the same for this one and save, and also do the same for this one also and save. Okay, so here it is, but you can see that only this base layer. So make sure that which one you want to make your base, just put it in the top. Okay, and now if we select this middle layer, and also make sure that you can also change the tool strength from here, as well as this brush size, increase or decrease, brush fall off to make the smooth in the edges here. Okay, and now if you just click, you can see that you can easily paint it here. So maybe we go over here, select our middle layer, and you can start painting here. So you can see that you can start painting. Okay, so now you can see that this layer have the large tiling and the base layer have the small tiling. So now you can easily change the tiling for each and every layers. So again, we go to our landscape material, open our blend material instance, just place it over here, and if you go to this middle layer and if you change the tiling, say I change this to 1, and you can get smaller tiling but without affecting the base layer. And if you want to increase it a little bit more, you can get more smaller tiling here. Okay, so this is why we separately put those layer coordinate to each and every textures. So maybe you can decrease or increase the value according to your need. Okay, and also you can paint this top layer also, so just like that. Okay, so this look nice. So you can easily paint the different layers into different places. And now we're going to go for this most exciting part, which is the displacement. So in order to enable this, we're going to go back to our selection mode here and select our landscape, and we go down, and inside this nanite option you will find this one, that is the enable nanite. Just tick over here, and then we click on this build data. So it will take little time. Okay, so as you can see that our landscape is too much displaced, and I don't think that you want this one. So we're going to decrease the displacement value. So for this, we going to open our material, not this material instance. We're going to open our blend material. So double click to open this one, and then we place it over here and make a little room. Then we select our blend material properties and make also room here. And then we go down here. Under this nanite option, you will find this displacement option. Just expand this one, and here is this magnitude value. So in default it's set to 4. We're going to change it to maybe 0.02, and then we apply this one here, and then you will get little bit of displacement here. Okay, so now you can see that this is not flat. Okay, and if you want to more displacement, you can also change it to maybe 0.1, and when you're satisfied with the displacement values, you can just save it from here. Okay, so you can see that this look nice with this little displacement. Okay, and as you can see that this look really amazing with the displacement. So we just minimize this, and now you can see that our landscape looking really amazing. Okay, and you can see that the displacement look really nice here. Okay, so now we're going to paint our landscape. So again, we go to our landscape mode here, then we go to this paint option here, and we're going to start painting. So maybe we select our middle layer here, and then we're going to start painting over here. This all depends on you, so you have to adjust it according to your need. So this is for our landscape, and now we're going to put the other assets. So first we're going to put a castle over here. So for the castle, I'm downloading a model from the Sketchfab. So I'm also going to show you that how I get those model. So for the castle, I'm using this model. And for this fence I am using this model, and for this wooden hut I am using this model here. So first we're going to import the castle. So for this I'm going to create a folder here to organize these assets. So create a new folder and we name this as fbx, and then we double click to open, and again we create a new folder and we name this as castle, and double click to open this one. So here is this model, and I'm going to bring all of these assets into this folder here, and then just click on this import. So once it import, it will look something like that. And now we're going to bring our castle over here. Okay, so here is this castle model, and we're going to bring this up here, and you can see that it is quite small, so we're going to increase its scale. So after selecting this model, go to its details panel, and first we're going to uniform the scale switch here by clicking on this lock switch, and then we're going to increase its scale. So maybe put 100 for now, and let's see. So here it is, and it is now quite big. So again we're going to decrease the scale to maybe 50, and here it is. And now we're going to rotate it, and you can also reposition these anchor points. So how you can do that? Say we want this pivot point should be here, so we're going to right click over here, then we go to this pivot and we click on this set pivot offset here. Okay, and then again right click and go to this pivot again and set as pivot offset. Okay, so now it will lock over here. Okay, so now we're going to reposition it maybe here. And we can also put a mannequin so we can see that the scale is right or not. So for this we go to this character and then we put a mannequin over here, and you can see that this is small, so we're going to increase the scale of this castle. And now maybe this will look nice with the scale. Okay, so as you can see, this looks something like that. And also now you can understand that our landscape is little bit smaller here, so we're going to extend this elevation. So for this again we go to this landscape, then we go to this flatten tool, and also we're going to decrease our brush size, and now we're going to extend our elevation here. Okay, okay, so go back to our selection mode, then we select our castle and we place it over here. Okay, so now we're going to put the material over this castle. So we're going to right click and create a new material, and just double click to open this one, and then we bring this texture over here and connect it to this base color. And also we do not have other assets, so we just put a parameter for this metallicness, and maybe we can make it as a 0, and also do this to specular, make it as a 0, and then also make a parameter for this roughness, and maybe we put a value of 1 to this roughness, and then we save this one and close this. So here is this material, and we're going to use this material over this castle. So we select our castle, then we just bring this material over here, and now we're going to put some extra details over this. So we're going to use some decals, and here is this decal called leakage, and now we're going to apply this decal over here. So we're going to bring these decals here, and now we're going to rotate these decals to fit with this castle. So we're going to rotate it into this angle first, and then also we're going to rotate it to this angle. So maybe we can rotate it into 90-degree here. Place it here and you can see that it look nice with this decal. Okay, and also if you click over here to move the actual axis of these assets, you can just duplicate it by press and hold the alt key and just move any axis to duplicate it, just like that, and maybe place it over here. Okay, so it will look nice. And now also we can put some of this over this roof. Okay, so I think you will get the idea. So yeah, I'm not doing the whole area here, just give you the idea. So when you do that, you can fill up all this area with this nice decal, and you can also use different decals if you want. And also we have other assets. So we go to our content drawer, then we go to this fbx folder, and maybe we create a new folder for our wooden hut. And now we're going to bring our hut over here. So here is the file, just bring it over here and click on this import, and then we're going to bring this hut over here. Okay, just like that. Okay, so far so good. And now we're going to put some other assets. So first I'm going to use this ruler Australia pack for the river. Then I'm going to use this asset which is called this Nordic coast collections, and this landscape backgrounds for the distance mountain. And in order to add this asset to your project, just go to this add to project, and maybe this assets is not compatible with 5.3, but don't worry, just click on this show all projects, and then you probably see your project. So in this case it is the tutorial, and then you can see that it is not compatible, so you just go to this drop down list and select this highest possible version, and in this case it is the 5.0 early access, and just click on this add to project. And for the trees I'm using this Megascan tree European Beech, and these assets for those tree which we going to use for the distance mountain, and this Megascan tree for additional different kind of trees, and this forest path for this ground detailing. So once you add those assets, you will find this geometry folder here. So just double click to open this one, then we go to this assembly and we go to this cliff, and here you will get so many clips here. So maybe we're going to use this one here, and you can see that this is very big, so we're going to decrease its scale by pressing R to get this scale gizmo here. And also we're going to disable this snapping here, and then we're going to decrease its scale, and then we're going to rotate it, or maybe this side, and we're going to place it over here. Okay, just like that. And then also we're going to duplicate and place it over here, and maybe this time we're going to rotate it. Okay, just like that. Okay, and also we're going to smooth things up here a little bit. So we're going to go to our landscape, then we go to the smoothen tool here, and we're going to smooth things up like this. Okay, and then again we go back to our main mode and we duplicate it again. Then also we're going to use other assets, so maybe use this one, and again we decrease its scale, rotate this, place it here. Okay, so there are so many assets, so you can use anything you want, just maintain that it matches the area. Okay, just like that. And then we go back from this folder, and then we go to this folder here, and here you can get some of these nice assets also, so maybe use this one, and then we just rotate this one. Okay, just like that. And then now we going to paint some of our landscape here also. So we go to this landscape mode, and then go to this paint option here, and then we going to select this one, and maybe we can decrease our brush size a little bit down, and then we going to paint here. Okay, so you can get the idea that how you can paint it, and it will look nice. And maybe we can decrease the tiling of this middle layer. So again we go to our landscape material folder, and then we open our material instance and go to this middle layer tiling, and maybe we can increase it to maybe 0.5. Then we save this one. Okay, so just like that. So now maybe we can put our river also. So for this we're going to use this ruler Australia water system. So I'm go to this ruler Australia folder, then we go to this water, and in order to apply this water, first we're going to put a plane here. So we go to this box, and then we go to the shape option here, and go to this plane. So here is the plane, and now we're going to place this plane over here, and also increase its scale. So we go to its scale switch and increase it to maybe 100. Okay, and then we're going to dip it down here. Okay, just like that. So this will be our river area, and if you want you can also extend this river if you want. So maybe you can just go to this landscape mode here, and select this sculpting tool, go to this sculpt, and we maybe increase this brush size also, and press and hold the shift key, and just make this area little bigger. Go back to our selection mode, and then we select this plane and we extend it here. Maybe we increase its overall scale, and now we're going to apply this material over this landscape. So this is the material instance, we drag and drop over here, and it will take little time, and now you can see that this look really amazing. And now we're going to change some settings for this water also. So we open this material instance, and here is all these settings. So first we going to change this base color. So here is the base color, so we go to activate this base color, and we change this to maybe little bit of dark bluish color here, and then we go to the shore color, and also we change this to maybe little bit of lighter blue color here. Okay, and you can see the changes here also. So if we go over here, you can see the changes, and then also we go to this dark part, and we maybe change it to little bit of darker here, and then we go to this light part, we're going to lighten up little bit but changing it to blue. Okay, so now you can see that this looks something like that. And then we go to this normals and we activate this normal tiling, and maybe we can decrease this value to something like that. And you can also see that the caustics here, but you can see that the caustics not look that good, so I am going to rid of this caustics. So we go over here, that is the caustic tiling, we make this as a 0, so there will be no caustics here. Okay, but if you want, you can make those caustics here by using the changing here. Okay, and now you can see that this looks something like that, but the reflection is not that good. Okay, so we're going to minimize this one, and in order to bring the reflection here, first we're going to create a camera for our scene. So for this we go over here, and then we go to the cinematic and create a new cine camera actor. Okay, so here is this camera. Then we just right click over this camera and click on this snap object to view. Okay, then we go to this perspective and select our cine camera actor. So this is our cine camera actor, and now we're going to also create a sequence for our scene. So we go to here and click on this add level sequence, and also we name this as tutorial sequence and save it. Now we're going to bring our camera over this sequence. So we go to the search bar and type for cine, and here is the cine camera actor. Just bring it over here. Okay, and now we're going to change some settings for this camera. So first we're going to change this current focal length. Maybe we change this to very wide angle, maybe 15. Okay, and also maybe we can decrease the aperture a little bit down. And now we're going to make this reflection over this river. So we select this camera, then we go to its details panel, and inside the search bar we type for reflection, and here you will get this reflection method. So in default it's set to lumen, but here we have to change. So here it is the high quality translucent reflection, we activate this one and also turn this on, and now you can get this kind of nice reflection here. Okay, so just like that, we going to decrease this elevation little bit down. Okay, so for this we go to our landscape, and then we go over here, go to the smoothen tool, and maybe we decrease this elevation. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to put some assets over here also. So we go back to our selection mode, and now we going to duplicate these assets again, but if you want you can use different assets. And one thing that our water look a little bit of opaque here, so maybe we can also change some settings for this water shader. So we go back to this water shader again and double click to open this one, and first we go to this light color here, we going to change it little bit of darker here. Okay, and then if we save this one here, and now you can see that this look better. Okay, so now maybe if we see from here, and you can get a nice result to this river. And now we going to put those assets here and there. Okay, and one thing we can also do that, we can also use some gradual wetness here, so we can also do that. So for this we go to this content drawer, then we go to this Megascan, and also go to this 3D assets. So here is all these assets, so maybe we use this one, and then we just double click to open this one. So here is the assets. So these assets also the part of this cliff assets. So here it is. First we go to its material, so we locate the material here. So here is this material, double click to open this one, and then we go down until we find this parent material. So this is very important material, and which is the base of all these assets. So we just double click to open this one. So here is this material. Okay, and now in this material you can get, if we make a room little bit here, and okay, and here you will get this node which is called this MF shore wetness. Okay, so initially it will not connected with this main material attributes here, but we can just plug it with that. So all these settings will go through with this node, and it will create a nice gradual wetness over all these assets into a certain height. Okay, so just connect it with this. Okay, just like that. And now if we apply this one here, and then we minimize this, and you can see that the wetness here. So if you just put it a little bit higher, you will get the drier part, and when you dip it down, it will get little bit wet with this water. Okay, so this will look nice. And now we're going to place it over here. Okay, so now you'll see that this look really amazing. Okay, and also we can hide this area. So it will take so much time, but you can easily do that. If you put more time, you can really design your scene very nicely. Okay, so now we going to put some tree over there also. So for this, first we go to this black Elder folder and also tick on this static mesh, and here are all these trees. So maybe we put some trees from here. So maybe we use this one, and we put it over here. So as you can see, this look really amazing. So we can hide this photo scan tree, and over this photo scan tree we put our this tree, so it will look nice. Maybe we can rotate it little bit and place it over here. Okay, and then also we can duplicate it, maybe rotate it, and also we going to scale it down little bit. Okay, and then also we're going to use this one, that is the European beech, and those trees are very high quality. So I'm only using those trees over this front area, and for the background I'm using this black elder. So as you can understand, my PC is not that good, so I'm using this optimization. But if you want, you can use all this European beech tree all over this area, so it will look more nice because those trees really amazing. And you can see that the subsurface scattering of those leaves, and also the air movement of the leaf is so much advanced than the black elder. So as you can see that those leaves are look so much natural because the translucency of these leaves are very nicely done. as compared with these black elder trees. So as you can see that this look really amazing trees. Okay, so I'm only using those tree at the foreground, so it will give it more details to the scene. So just like that. And also we put some of the trees over here, but you can see that this area is not looking that good. So maybe again we go to this geometry folder and go to this assembly, and maybe we can use other assets. So if we go to this rock folder here, and we can put some of this asset over here, or we can increase its scale and dip it down. Okay, so this is how you can arrange. And sometime you can see that this kind of rough edges, so you can go to this landscape folder, then we go to this smoothen tab, and we're going to smooth things up. So if we just click over here, you can easily fix this. And then we go back to our selection mode, and now we going to go back to this European beach folder, and then we put some other trees. So maybe we can put some trees over here maybe. So we're going to use this one. So this one look really amazing. Okay, so now we going to put some mountains at the distance. But before we do that, maybe it's the time that we can adjust our exposure of the scene. So for this, we go to the sequencer, and then we go to this camera. And now we're going to change some settings here also. So first we go to this camera lens setting, then we go to this bloom effect. First we change the method, so we change this method from standard to convolution here, and also we decrease the intensity to maybe 0.2 here. And then we go down, go to this exposure, and we change this metering mode to manual here. And then we go to this exposure compensation, we change it to maybe 10 here for now, just like that. And also we go down here, go to this lens flare, enable this one, and also we decrease the intensity to maybe 0.2 here. Okay, so now if we change our sun position by pressing and hold the Ctrl L and move our mouse to change the light position here, you can see that this looks something like that. And maybe we can do one thing, that we can decrease the scale of this tree. So decrease the scale of this tree here, and also decrease this tree scale little bit down like that. And then also we go to this fog settings, so we type fog, and here we will get this exponential height fog, and we're going to decrease the density of this fog. So decrease this fog density to make a nice clear view over here. So now you can see that the view is little bit clearer and it will look nice. Or maybe we can decrease this tree scale little bit more down. Okay, so this looks something like that. And now we going to put the distance mountain. So for this we also downloaded some of this photorealistic background here. Then we go to this meshes, and then we go to this modular winter, and we can just open any of this one. So maybe we use this one here. So as you can see, this is so large here, and we going to decrease its scale, and then we put it over here. And maybe we can also put some of these rock assets here. So for this we go to this Megascan folder here. So here is the Megascan folder. Then we go to this 3D assets folder, and here if we turn on the static mesh, and you will get so many assets. So let's see. So here is some of these rock models. So we going to use this one, so maybe we put it over here. Okay, and then also we're going to put some ground grasses here. So for this I'm going to use some Megascan grasses. So we go to this quick cell content again, and I'm using this grass which is called these grass clumps, and I'm using the low quality here, but if you want a good result you can use this highest quality. So just go to this low quality for now and click on this download. Okay, so now we're going to use the foliage system for the grass. So we go to the selection mode and go to this foliage mode here, and here is the grass. So we're going to use this grass. So just select all of these grasses here, and then we tick on these grasses. And also we do one thing, that we go to this grass folder and we make those grasses as a nanite mesh. So just like that. And then we're going to start painting from here. But as you can see, the density is very less. So we're going to delete this and increase the density. So we go down after selecting those three grasses. Then we go down, and here is the density. So maybe we increase it to maybe 2000. And then we start painting, and you can see that now the density look nice. Okay, so you will get the idea, and you can also put the some trees over there also, so you will get a nice extended area here also. Okay, and then also we going to, and now sometime you can see this kind of issue here, that when you go far it shows something, that weird kind of shadow happening here. So we can easily fix that by going to this landscape mode and just go to this smoothen tool and just smooth this area, or maybe we can decrease our brush size, and then we just smooth this area like that. Okay, and now you can see that this issue will be fixed. Okay, just like that. And now we're going to put other ground assets. So we go again to this foliage mode. Then we downloaded some assets called this forest path, and this folder named this forest tute hold the assets. So we select this folder and then select the static mesh filter. And if you don't have these filters, you can go to this three line option and select those filters from here. Then first we going to select some of these falling leaves here. So maybe use this one, just one. And then we also disable those grasses, because we only want to paint these falling leaves. And then we start painting here. Okay, so now we're going to put other ground assets like some of these falling sticks. So we're going to use those sticks. So I'm start from this one and maybe those sticks. And before we do that, again we're going to make it as a nanite mesh, and then we're going to bring it over here. Now we only select those sticks and maybe we start painting. Okay, so I'm just designing this part of this area, and you will can do the same things into the whole places, so get a nice result. Okay, and then also maybe we can just duplicate this heart over here also. So we go to our selection mode, and then we select this heart and duplicate this. Okay, and now we're going to put some other fencing here. So here is this white fence that we downloaded from the Sketchfab. Double click to open this one, then go to this source, and you can see this is the Blender file. So if you have Blender, you can open this file, and then we're going to convert it as a FBX file. So we go to this file, then we go to this export and make it as a FBX file, and I save it here, and here it is. And now we go back to our FBX folder. So here is the FBX folder. Then we make a new folder here and we name these as, and here we bring the assets. So here is this FBX file. Just bring it over here. And maybe we can make it as a nanite mesh and just import all. Okay. And also we have the material. So go to this folder, go to this texture, and here is this texture file. So we bring those two also here, and then we're going to put this material over this fence. So we just double click to open this material here, and then we first delete this one and bring this albedo map over here, and then also we make parameter to this metallic and also to this roughness, and we put a value to the roughness, maybe 1. And also we have this normal map, so we bring this normal map to this normal slot, and then we click on this apply, and then we bring our fence over here, and you can see that the fence look really small. So we're going to increase its scale like this. Okay, so now you can do one thing, that you can just put those fence manually, or you can make it as a spline system to populate this fence in a line. Okay, so how you can do that? It's very easy. So maybe we delete this one from here. Then we go to our landscape mode. Then we go to this manage tab and select this spline. And here under this edit layers, we right click over this layer and create a new layer here. Okay, this one. And also we're going to rename this, and again right click and click on this reserve for splines. Okay, and also yes, this one. Okay, so now we're going to put some spline. So in order to put the spline lines, first we go to our starting point. So here is the starting point. So we press and hold the control key, and then we click over here. Okay, and then also we extend this spline lines just like that. Okay, so maybe this will be our spline lines. And now when you put the spline lines, you will get under the details panel those options. First you choose these segments, select these segments, and in that way it will select all of these spline points here. Then we go down under this spline meshes, we click on this plus switch, then we expand this window, then we expand this index one, and here we put our mesh. So in that case the fence will be our mesh, so we just bring it over here. And these are the problems. So whenever you face this kind of problem, that your mesh is perpendicular with your spline lines, so in that case we have to rotate our mesh, but not like that. So we're going to use Blender again to rotate this mesh. So here is this assets, and I'm going to rotate this as well as into move it here. Okay, so we select this gizmo and we first we move it little upward here, and then we're going to rotate this. Okay, so rotate it into 90° here, just like that. Okay, so that's it. And now we're going to save it again. So we go to this file and export, and we're going to export as FBX again, and also name it as rotate, and then we export it. And here is the new file. So just bring it up here, and then also make it as nanite and import all. Then again we go to our landscape mode and just leave it here. We're going to delete it later on. And then again we put our splines here. So again go to this layer, create a new layer, and also rename it. And then again we reserve it for a spline and click on this yes. And now press and hold the control key, just click here, Then just make a nice line here. Okay, just like that. And now go to the details, click on these segments to select all of these spline points. Then go to this mesh, add a mesh point here and index here. You can just bring this white mesh here. Okay, and now you can see that this looks something like that, but don't worry, we're going to adjust it. Okay, so first we go to these control points here, and then we go to the hub width. We're going to decrease the scale to maybe 50 here for now. And now you can see that 50 is little bit large, so we're going to decrease this value to maybe 20. Okay, 20 look nice. Okay, and also you can select these spline points here, and you can also make changes here like that. Okay, and also you select this spline point here, make some changes, and you can also put it little higher here if you want. And you can see that the landscape also interact with the movement. And here also you can see. Okay, so this is how you can make those fencing by using this flying system. And also you can see that the material is not applied on the mesh, so you can also put the material over this mesh. So we just double click to open this mesh, and here if we go over here and go to this material, you can just drag this material over here. Okay, and then we save this one. And now you can see that you can easily make those fence over here. Okay, so this is how you can put the fences. And go back to our selection mode, and with the fence it look really amazing. And you can also do the same technique over here to put the fence over here if you want. Okay, and now if we press G to get out from the gaming mode, and you can get a nice result over here. Okay, so this is how you can do that. And now we're going to put other foliages like the ferns. So we go to this foliage mode again, and then we going to select only those ferns here, and maybe we deselect those grasses. And now we going to put the ferns over here. Okay, so you can get different kinds of foliages, so you can put them into your scene. So now we're going to put some other decorative assets. So for this I'm going to use another asset pack from the Epic Game Marketplace. So here is this pack called this Old West, and it is a free assets. And when you add the asset, you will find this folder called this Old West. And if we select this static mesh, and you will get so many nice assets to decorate your scene. So we can use this cart over here. So maybe you can see that this look really amazing. Okay, and maybe we put it over here. Okay, and you can get a nice result over here. And you can use other foliages in different foliages. Like if we go to this black elder folder, and here you can find so many other trees like small plants here. So you can put the plants over here and there to make nice result. Or you can use the foliage system. So if we go to the foliage system here, and then we bring these plants over here, maybe we deselect all of these ferns and only select this tree or plants, and then we go down to this density to make it as 10, and then we going to start painting over here. Okay, so now we get that if we put more vegetations, it will look more nicer. And then also we go to our selection mode, and now finally we put some distance foliages. So for this I'm going to use that different tree which is from this stf folder, and also I'm downloading this folder earlier, so you can easily get that. So if we just select this static mesh filter here, and I'm using those trees here, so we go to our foliage system again, and also I'm go to the high settings here. Then I'm just select those tree, and also we make it as a nanite mesh, and then I'm going to bring this asset over here. So just bring it over here, and after select we go down, and first we decrease the density to maybe 5 here, and then also we go down and we deselect this align to normal option. Okay, and now we're going to start painting here, and maybe we can increase our brush size little bit. Okay, and now if you go over here you can see that these nice trees. Okay, but you can see that the trees are looking so much same size here. So you can do one thing, that we can go to our landscape, then we go to our sculpting tool here, and make sure that you select this layer, not this fence layer, just select this layer. Then we go to the sculpting, and maybe we can decrease the tool strength here, and we just click over in random places to make the trees little bit indifferent in size like that. So it will create little bit of variation into your scene. Okay, so just like that. Maybe we put some of the sculpting over here also. Okay, just like that. And then also we going to reposition those rocks model here. So we go to our selection mode, and then we going to maybe we increase its scale. You can see that this look nice. And also if we go to our epic settings here, you can get this nice reflection into your scene. Okay, and now also you can put some trees over these mountains also, and maybe we can change this size to maybe 1.5 here. And now if we put, okay, now it's look nice. Okay, but you can also increase the density, so you'll get nice result. Okay, so maybe you will get the idea. So we come over here again, and because the density is less, that is why the trees look something like that. But you can increase the density to get more nice result. Or we can do one thing, that we can go over this mountain here, and we can just bring it over a little bit, and also increase its scale. Okay, just like that. And maybe you can just increase the density for this tree. Okay, so now this is the scene, and if we go again to the epic mode here. Okay, so this is it, and this is how I build my actual scene. And in my original video you can see that I put some of the assets into this side. So this is the very same idea that what I do here. You just duplicate some of these clips over here, and put some other trees here and there to make this area fulfill. And also you can do one thing, that you can put other different foliage assets to this ground to make it more nicer. And I'm also put some of the stump model, dead stump model, to populate the area. So you can get some of the assets from the Megascan. I'm also give the link in the description, so you can easily put those assets here and there to make it more nicer. and maybe we can delete this mannequin for now. So this is it, and this is how you can create this kind of scene here. Okay, so now maybe we can make a nice camera animation to our scene. So for this, first we go to the sequencer, and in default it is set to 165 frames here, but if you want to make a 10 seconds long video, and if your frame rate will be 24 frame per seconds, then you can put a 250 frames here. And because I add 10 extra frames, because you can just pinpoint the 240 frames over here. Okay, just like that. And whenever you extend this timeline, you can also extend your camera cut here. Okay, and also make some extra camera cut for this warm-up frames. And now maybe we can make a nice camera animation from here, maybe here, maybe. So we go to this transform and make a keyframe here, and make sure that the keyframe is linear. So just right click and click on this linear, and then also go to here to make a default linear keyframe, and also click here for this auto keyframe switch here. Okay, then we click over here to go to this end frame, and then maybe we push our camera towards this castle here, like that. Okay, and now if we play, you can get this kind of nice camera animation. Or maybe we can place our camera little bit downwards here, and when it go towards this castle, the camera start getting higher here. Okay, so you can make this kind of nice camera animation also. And also if we make some of these nice macro camera shots, like if we go up here, and then if we go to our camera focal length and make a little bit of zoom here, and you can get this kind of nice shot here. Okay, and maybe you can also shift your focus like that. Okay, so you can get nice kind of micro shots. And if we go to the very first frame, make a keyframe here, then go to the very last frame, and then we just move our camera like that. And also we going to change our focus over time. So we go to this manual focus distance to make a keyframe here, and then go few frames, and then we shift our camera focus to this castle. And if you not adjust this focus into the castle properly, you can do one thing, that select this camera, then we go to the camera properties here and go to this focus settings, and then you can pick the focus by click on this pen and just click on this castle. Okay, so in that way you can pinpoint your castle into your focus. Okay, so now you can see that the focus is shifted towards the castle. Okay, so this is how you can make another different and nice looking shots here. Okay, and you can also decrease or increase the camera aperture in order to increase or decrease the contrast into your scene, like that. Okay, so this is the idea, and this is how you can do things into Unreal Engine. Okay, so now I'm going to show you that what was my render settings to render this scene. Okay, so maybe if we go to render this scene, we're going to enable a plugin called the movie render queue. So here you can see that there is no movie render queue plugin show here, because we have to enable this. So we go to this edit, then we go to this plugins, and here we type movie, and you will find this movie render queue plugin. So here it is. Just enable this one, and also enable this movie render queue additional render process, and just restart this, and you have to save your progresses. And if you get some of this kind of error, just click on this fix and it will fix. Just close this one, then we open our sequence here, and also we go to this perspective to select our camera over here. So we're going to delete this keyframe, and also we delete those keyframe for this manual focus distance. And now if you want to render this, because we already enable our plugin, so we go to the cinematics and go to this movie render queue, and then we go to this render, and here you have to select your actual sequence, so in this case this tutorial sequence. And now inside these settings we go to the unsafe config. First we delete this one because we don't want to render our file into a JPEG sequence. Then we go to this anti-aliasing and we change this temporal sample count to maybe 32, and also click on this override, and also we enable this warm-up frame count to render. Then we go to settings again, and then we go to this camera, and I select this frame close. Then again go to this settings, go to the high resolution, and I select this override subsurface scattering. Then again go to the settings, and I'm using this EXR sequence for my file format. And finally go to this output, and here from you can select the output path, and then just click on this accept. And if you hit render local, your file will be ready. Okay, so this is my render settings for my scene. And also if you want to know that how you can compile those EXR sequence into a single video file, you can watch my videos on that. I have already made a tutorial on that. And if you want to make some of this local volumetric fog here and there, you can also watch my previous tutorial on that, so you will get the idea. Okay, so in this video I only show you that how you can build those castle scene and also put those spline into a nice way, and also how you can make those landscape material with this nanite displacement. So I hope you really enjoyed this tutorial, and I also put different assets in my actual video, and I'm also gave the link in the description, so you can also download those assets and make your own design here. Okay, so this is for today, and I hope you really enjoyed this video. So if you enjoyed this video, please watch my other videos, and if you like those videos, please do subscribe this channel and turn the notification on. So this is for today, and we will see in my next video. So till then, take care and bye bye.